Hey there, fire signs. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we're going to talk about that new moon that is happening at 4 degrees of Pisces on Sunday, February 23rd at 10:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:32 a.m. if you're on the Pacific, Pacific time. So I'm going to start with Aries, and then we'll timestamp as we go through, and I will take time to explain a little bit for each sign as I go through. So you could just go ahead and skip right to the timestamp. So thank you so much, Aries, for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel and for being here today, because this is an important new moon. This new moon in Pisces is happening for you in your 12th house. This is your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your wishes. And Pisces is all about, what is the big dream? What would you do if you could do anything you wanted to do? What would it be? No boundaries, no limits, no expectations, nothing holding you back. What would you do if money weren't an option, if time weren't an option? And so this new moon is being cushioned or bookended or supported on either side and in perfect sextile alignment with Aries with Mars, which rules Aries over there in Capricorn at 4 degrees. And this Mars says, what is your next best action step? What's the simplest thing you can do? And that Pisces moon says, but what do you want to do in general? So first, what do you want to do in general? And then what is the next best 1, 2, or 3 action steps you could take? And so you're being encouraged to write this down. Write it down. Write it down after the moon is new. So check your time frame to make sure that you're sitting down and spend a little time in meditation. And then the third thing is that over there in Taurus, we have Uranus, the planet of shock and big surprises, hanging out there at 3 degrees and some change. So again, completing this perfect bookend of grounding these beautiful, they're like the perfect container for these watery, dreamy goals that you have. But Uranus says, hey, but guess what? Pay attention for the opportunities, the surprises that come along the way, the things that are going to come in. And when it's in sextile, that's good energy. So the positive things that are going to come in that are going to help you and direct you and guide you to get to where you want to be. So before I get to the cards, I do want to remind you I do private readings, and there is the weekly moon report is out every week on Thursdays. If you haven't noticed that yet, be sure to hit the notification bell and hit select all. And then your monthly reading is out. Your monthly reading is out. It just came out on last week, and so it's up for the Pisces season. And then I also want to invite you to come over and meet me at the Tribe in Powers, where we work to self-empower through self-love and self-care, and that is on Facebook, and the link will be below. And if you feel that during this Pisces season, where we also have Mercury in retrograde, that you need to do a little deep healing, a little help with that, I put Nancy's information below too. She does Reiki treatments, and she's really affordable, and she does them long distance. So let's see what we have going on for you this time. We have this overall energy of the King of Wands, and there you are. There you are, looking magnificent and in charge of your life. I actually think I want to, they just have a real quick statement in here for each of these. I kind of feel like I want to do that for these. It says, a masculine influence who is powerful in the business world could guide you to an important decision. Ambition and leadership qualities will get you ahead in your career. Beware that haste and ego do not get you into trouble. And so since this is really your energy, masculine energy is the yang energy. It's the action-oriented energy. And so this could totally be you, regardless of whether you're male or female. This is you. Wow. This is you. There's something I've seen here that's kind of creepy. Okay. Beware of your ego and beware of the steps that you take. Mercury's in retrograde. And so planning your next couple of steps, but take the time to look through them. Be very sure of what it is you're doing. Double check everything. Cross your T's, dot your I's. I'm not saying don't travel. I'm not saying don't, all those things they say with Mercury in retrograde. Don't sign contracts, but do be aware that you need to be very cautious and careful with them, because you have 2 cards that came up that say protection. So something is going on that you need to, and diligence. So something is coming up that is really important that you pay attention to. This one with the mountain there, which I always look at as kind of an obstacle. It says uncertainty lurks around you, but you are shielded, by the powerful energy of the heavens light, and the birds sing you a message of hope. Feel safe and have no worries. The mountain is here to support and protect you. And then we have this protection card here, and I just want to see if they have like another phrase or something that one of the most potent signs on the sacred landscape is the ancient oak. It carries numerous meanings. You are protected. You can weather anything. Your roots go deep. You are brave, and you can survive anything. Stand strong. You carry the energy of a leader, and you have great authority in life. Great wisdom is expanding within you and others. And sense this card can also mean to protect your assets, to guard and protect your home, your loved ones, and yourself. I want to go back for a second where it says that the wisdom is expanding within you, because here we also have the card of inner wisdom, and we have inner peace. So I feel like spending time in meditation, listening to your higher self. If you feel something, giving you the creeps, like, that's not a good idea, then listen to yourself, right? So it says take a different approach to your situation. Look inside yourself and reflect on your past experiences for the answers that you need. Connect with Mother Nature and discover the secrets within. And so there is this need to connect with your inner self, with your higher self. And spend time in quiet and reflection. And then we have the diligence. And so the diligence is 2 things. Diligence is paying attention to details. It's also diligence is with that energy of Saturn ruling the planet this year. It's that consistent, dedicated, showing up for yourself, day in, day out energy. So with your ruler of Mars over there in Capricorn right now saying, hey, and it's there for a few more months. While it's there, this is about really taking action in a very methodical, diligent, paying attention to detail way. And then you have this beautiful card of the panther, it's a jaguar. It's a jaguar. Black jaguar, old soul. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have the power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. And so when I see you standing here in your superpower of being the King of Wands, he is the top of the food chain, right? He is the one who keeps things in balance. So just be on the positive side. Don't be too much into your ego. Be willing to listen to your intuition and pay attention and do your due diligence. And that looks highly successful for you. Don't forget to spend some time in prayer and meditation. Even just walking in nature. Walking in nature will help you to feel grounded and listen to yourself. Walking is really great for air signs. All right? Good luck with all that. Hey there, Leo. So, Leo, before I forget while I'm shuffling the cards, I want to remind you to come and visit me over at the Tribe Empowers on Facebook. We are working with the energy cycles right now, and so there's some videos up on there. There's a new video that comes out every Wednesday. I do have also the monthly videos are up for the season of Pisces, so be sure to look for that. Check that out. And I'll put that in the description box below so you can look right into it. The weekly moon report is something that comes out. I took the astrology and I moved it over to its own video that comes out Thursdays, so be on the lookout for that. And if you are not being notified because Facebook's been kind of messing with the notifications, be sure that you're still have hit that notification bell and that you have selected all notifications, and then you'll know when I upload videos. And again, just a reminder, I do private readings. You can contact me. That information is below. And if this Pisces season has been stirring up stuff inside of you that's been making you feel uncomfortable or really dealing with a lot of stuff from the past, Nancy is very affordable but very, very good. And so her information is below. She does Reiki. You can get it with Skype. So you don't have to go to see her to do that. I want to talk about this new moon. This moon is really important. I really, really want to encourage you to sit down and write down. Find some time on Sunday. That new moon happens at 10:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7:32 a.m. Pacific Time. And it's important to wait until after the moon is new to sit down and plant your seeds of new intention. But take the time. Find space to sit down and write down what your big ask is. What would you ask for if there were no limits, no boundaries, money wasn't an option, time wasn't an option, there's nothing stopping you. What is that big dream? Write that down. And then that moon at 4 degrees is being beautifully bookend, contained by this beautiful energy of Mars in Capricorn, also at 4 degrees, and Uranus in Taurus at 3 degrees and some change. So it's a beautiful sextile, nice energy to support your dreams. So while these dreams seem like they have no boundaries, they have the very grounded energy to create them. And so it becomes really important to focus on that. So Mars in Capricorn is asking you, what are the next 1, 2, 3 steps that you could take? Simple steps. Keep it simple. What's your next action steps? And meanwhile, Uranus over there in Taurus is saying, and hey, guess what? Be prepared. Be on the lookout for the opportunities that come out of nowhere that you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Which is beautiful because you can't know all the plans that the universe has for you. So be on the lookout for the things that come along to support you in your goals, in your dreams, in your wishes. Wow, you have a lot of cards here. All right, so write it down. It becomes really important. So you have here, you have strength, and you have the Hanged Man. But the Hanged Man, do you see he's hanging over what looks like the flow of the abundance of the universe, waiting to drop into it? So for these cards, I'm actually going to go to the book because they have like 3 sentences, but they're just, I selected this deck for a reason, and this was one of them. Okay, it says a challenge to the way you think and live is coming. A period of inaction signals a need for lots of introspection and rethinking of goals. Keep your feet on the ground and do not be taken in by the illusion. Everything is in suspension and not moving, perhaps because of your inability to come to a decision. And so again, I say, what do you want? Write it down. Make a decision. Make a choice. Decide what it is that you want, because you are being supported. And as soon as you make a decision, you can drop into the flow of the universe. You can drop into that flow of abundance, and then here you are. You showed up for yourself, the Strength card. And it says, let your imagination guide you. And so Pisces, this is an energy of that imagination. And so the other one said, imagine what you want. And now this one says imagination also. Let your intuition guide you to take in a stand. If you are right in a disagreement, and do not give in, but use calm persuasion to carry yourself to victory. Use courage, willpower, and inner strength to overcome any difficulties. And I kind of feel like that difficulty is you. Because, we have Venus. Venus is in a square right now with Jupiter. And so often we say, well, I'm going to do this. This is my plan, and I know this. So for instance, just for me personally, I went into dietetics. I'm going to be a dietitian. That's what I'm going to do. And then the whole time I was in there, I'm like, this isn't a solid fit for me. There were things I didn't like about it. And I was like, but all that time and that money, right? And so the student loan debt, and I really should do this. And so then one day I was like, but I really don't want to. And so I think there's something like that for you, where it's like you're going to, while you're doing this introspection, is there something you committed to? Something that you put a lot of your resources, time, money, energy, hopes, dreams, wishes toward, but it's just not really feels right. It doesn't feel right. Something's off. It's not resonating anymore. It did then. It probably took you down a path where you learned lessons and prepared you for the next thing, but it's not the right. It's like you outgrew that pair of shoes, and it's time to step up to another size, or go down to a size if you want. But it just doesn't work, right? It's not working for you. So be willing to make the changes. Be willing to adjust and see what you have. So yes, okay. So you have flexibility. You have look, there's a cat showing up there too. There's the need for flexibility and diligence. And diligence is definitely about paying attention to the details, getting in there and doing the hard work. Really want you to be observant. It feels like you need to be observant. Oh, and look, you have leadership. You have leadership. So I'm going to, and even though I don't feel like you don't understand leadership, because it's kind of who you are, I'm going to remind you of who you are. And I'm going to read this one, if I could find it. So, in Western culture, we wish upon a star because the stars represent all that is illuminating and enchanting. They symbolize aspirations, illumination, inspiration, imagination, and wonder. Native people used the stars to find their way in the night. The North Star was often used as a kind of compass to make sure one was going in the right direction. The North Star symbolizes the direction and the guidance. It is the guiding light for those who can't find their way. It is one of the brightest stars in the constellation. Just as the North Star is a beacon for travelers in the dark of night, you are a beacon for others. It is time to step into the light and take your leadership role. You are a teacher, a steward, a guardian, a healer, a true leader. Own these gifts. Come into the light. Don't hold back. Let the world see your light. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as stepping stone for others to reach their dreams. If you've been hiding in the background, it is time to break out and become the light for others. Through this, your star shines brighter. And then you have the white stag, which is the protector. And it says, you are an old soul and your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Sometimes leadership is by showing people the way by doing it yourself, by being willing to step out there, to be flexible, to chase your dreams, to be willing to change things. And you have the swan, which represents transformation to me, but in this one it is called grace. It says, you who glide across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. And so there is a transformation coming, right? There is a transformation. They said so. Be willing to let go. Be willing to be flexible. Be willing to step into your superpower of being a leader. Lead yourself, lead others. Step into your strength. And you have, well, that one's nice. Okay, so we have temptation, the desire for excessive gain and accumulating and gain and so sorry. Going to try that again. The desire for excessive gain and accumulation leads to misfortune. The greatest contentment is in knowing when you have enough, and temptation is banished. Escape from the trap of what imprisons you. Are you in a situation where you're staying because you have a job and you're making a lot of money, and you feel safe and secure because you have that money, right? But you're not happy, and it's the shoe that doesn't fit anymore. Be willing to take a risk, because you also have the God of Wealth. And so the God of Wealth says there is a sign of monetary gain and financial success, prosperity, and abundance could impact your home, prosperity, family, career, health, and relationships. And so I feel like there's a situation where you're afraid to step into what you really want to do, and to let go of a situation because you're like, I don't know, is it safe to fall? And then you have the grounding. But these cards say if you let go, then a better situation is around the corner. Stand up forcibly for what you believe. Your inner strength and intelligence will get you through. Don't rush your decisions based on limited information. Welcome others' constructive opinions, but don't allow yourself to be pushed. So flexibility does not mean be a doormat, right? You still have the leadership card. So do your due diligence. Go over your financials, whatever it is. This feels very much about money. So it's a career, a move. It's something that has impacting you on a financial level. So what is the big ask? What is the big dream? This new moon is happening in your 8th house, your 8th house of transformation. So something big, some big transformation is going to happen. Ask for the grace and the confidence to walk you through it so that you can get to where you're going with the grace of God. In the flow of grace, in the flow of the blessings that are coming to you. Looks really good, actually. I'm pretty excited for you because it looks like there's a great opportunity ahead for you. And so I encourage you to take the time to sit down and write and meditate on it. All right. Hey there, Sagittarius. Let's talk about what this new moon in Pisces means for you. It is happening in your 4th house of home. Before I get into that, I really needed to cover this. I have a Facebook page. It's called The Tribe Empowers. It is self-empowerment through self-love and self-care. We have a new video that comes out every Wednesday. Right now we're talking about different kinds of cycles and how you can manage the energy and the cycles of your time and the energy around you. So there's those videos. There'll be some videos on nutrition, some on exercise. In fact, I'm thinking about doing nutrient timing for the next one. I have to do a little more research, so I can't guarantee it'll be the next one, but that's coming up soon. So come and check that out. Let me know what you think. If there's something that you really want to know about, be sure to let me know, and I'm always happy to do the research and learn new things. That's who I am. And I also want to invite you to be checking out your monthly video for Pisces season. I have to tell you, it was a little rougher for you. So I'm hoping for a really good reading here to give you something bright to hang on to, but I still think it's important information, and it's always good to know what's actually going on. And I do private readings, so if you're like, well, I don't know about that, and you want a little more guidance, then of course come and contact me. The information is below. And always check out your sun, your moon, and your rising, because it's so funny. On the Sagittarius reading, I think it was Charity commented that she was glad that she had Taurus rising because her Scorpio and her Sagittarius readings were really tough. And so that's why she's like, yeah, no, I'm hanging on to that one. And that's a good idea. So there's that. And I moved the astrology for the weeks to Thursdays, and then they have their own videos, so be sure to check it out. I pull cards for each sign, and they are time stamped. So that comes out on Thursday morning. If you don't know about these things because you haven't hit the notification bell, or maybe you haven't, and YouTube has been messing around with that, make sure you go back and make sure that it's hit and that you select all. All right? And then just one last thing, if you're having a really tough time, I'm going to include Nancy. She does long-distance Reiki healings through Skype, and she's super affordable, and so I'm going to include that so that you can get to that. So let's talk about this new moon. This new moon is in Pisces at 4 degrees, and it is comfortably contained, bookend on either side by these beautiful earth energies. So we've got fiery Mars hanging out there at 4 degrees of Capricorn. And so Moon in Pisces says, what do you want? If there's no limit, no boundaries, nothing to contain you, it's the expansive energy of what is it that you really want, what's your big dream, what's your big ask, okay? And then Mars in Capricorn says, all right, but what are the next 2 or 3 positive action steps that you could take right now? Simple steps. Nothing that you have to worry about too far down the road. What can you do right now to start moving you toward that dream? And then we have at 3 degrees and some change of Taurus, we have Uranus. And Uranus says, hey, but look out for the surprises. And because it's in sextile energy, which is great energy, by the way, it's very supportive. It creates this trine, okay, which is the most supportive of the geometric symbols, is a triangle, right? So it says, watch out for the surprises, the synchronicities, the magic, the opportunities being brought to you by Spirit. That's a little iffy on that one. I think this one is this one particular card is going to apply to some and not all. So we'll just see when we get there. So be on the lookout for the opportunities. So this is why Mars is saying, hey, you know, what's the next couple of steps? And then look, where does that take you? And now look what the lay of the land is, and where do you go from here? And so it's kind of like working your way through a maze, and you're not sure what's around the next corner, right? So it can be interesting and exciting, and it is positive energy. So this is something to embrace. So the new moon happens at 10:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7:32 a.m. In Pacific Time. And it's really important that when you sit down to meditate and write down your ideas, and do write them down, like just dream like you're a small child, and like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, oh, I want to build a colony in outer space and have whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Like, remember how there were no limits? There are no limits right now. So sit down, write it out. Try to wait if you can. Find the time after the moon is new. You have much better opportunity with that. All right, so I love this card that just flipped up for you. So let's see what you have here. Oh, look at this. Follow your intuition. Sagittarius, Pisces challenges you maybe on the intuition area, but honestly, the intuition that comes from Sagittarius is amazing. You have this long, innate knowledge that comes from lifetimes of gathering. So it's not even just your intuition and your guides, but it's actually like practical, and how you pull back the bow and you aim for what you want. Well, you have the High Priestess. I'm sorry, you have the High Priest. So that is that knowledge and that wisdom that's been brought to you. And you have the Emperor. This is building something stable using that knowledge and that wisdom. I'm going to actually go to the book, though, today, because when I was selecting the deck to use for overall energy, I felt like that was going to be important. And it's just a couple of sentences. It just takes me longer to find it. Okay, so the High Priest. Abide by the physical and spiritual rules or suffer the consequences. A situation may require you to make a promise or sign a contract. Read everything carefully, especially the fine print. Whoa, okay, so Mercury is in retrograde right now. And again, that's what that says. Mercury in retrograde is, it's not that you can't sign a contract. It's not that you can't start something new. It's that you need to pay attention, do your due diligence, and make sure, and have someone else double check it, and then make sure again before you do anything with that. Okay, so pay attention to that. And then you have an inner spiritual teacher, makes him or herself known. Dreams and visions and meditation or events in life itself makes you face up to your responsibility. So pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to your guidance, and then we have the Emperor. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal. You can write it down, which I'm a fan of, but I heard Nicholas Joshbaum says that he keeps the phone by his bed, and when he wakes up, he just records into his phone, and then it goes back to sleep. So, I mean, then he doesn't have to turn on a light or anything. So, if that works for you, great. Whatever it is, pay attention to the little snippets of dreams you have, and then meditate on them when you're more awake, maybe in the shower, where intuition flows easily. And so, the Emperor, your life will be smoother if you cultivate leadership and stability in order to progress. You may be influenced by a charismatic personality. You may be moved into a position of power in your job. This is a good time for real estate transactions. But again, if you are signing a lease or a contract, read the fine print. Double check the details, right? Because they came out together. God influences coming into your life. And be careful that you don't try to over-control a situation. Too much tension on a rubber band makes the rubber band snap. So don't try to over control a situation. Be a little more flexible with it. And I honestly have never seen that before, but that's what I saw. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, we have love. We have love. And before everybody gets all excited, I'm going to read what it says because, you know, Love is all around you. Love is coming into your life. You're already more cherished than you could possibly know. Indeed, you are a sacred vessel for love to flow through when you stand in the center of all. All is well, no matter what is happening around you. You know that you are loved and you are lovable. You know there is nothing you need to do to deserve love. You are enough just as you are now. And so I really want to... So sorry, I didn't mean to have that upside down. I really want to... what I'm seeing here is some of you are saying, we just had a breakup. I don't feel that lovable. And you are loved, you are lovable, you are loving, you are worthy, you are loved, you are lovable, you are loving, you are worthy. Do not shut yourself down to the opportunities for love to come in, but self-heal. Sagittarius has the wisdom to do this. Heal yourself so that you're not looking for someone else to heal your hurts. When you heal yourself and you come complete and whole into a relationship, you have a better chance of attracting in, because we attract in vibrational equals of someone else who is whole and complete and isn't looking for you to have that codependent relationship of you helping, make them feel better about themselves. And so the Creator is love, and the depths of your soul, you are love. In the matter of heart and romance, all is healing or is already healed in terms of self-love. Your confidence and self-esteem are growing as you take time to cherish and care for yourself. And if you are struggling with this, please come and see me at the Tribe Empowers. That is exactly what we work on. Okay, so you have the Loon, which says intuition, and you have personal choices. You have personal choices and intuition. So again, we go back to using that innate knowledge of yours, that intuition, to make your choices. It says, listen to the song in your soul, trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. You are loved by the Creator. Simply because you are a spark of the Divine Creator, you are worthy of love. And then we have personal choice. And personal choice says, close your eyes. And what animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace those qualities. So there's something for you to do when you get ready to start writing your moon intention. Sit down for a moment, and as you're settling in, just imagine what animal and think about the characteristics of them, and then you have growth. You have growth. This is the card that made me smile so much. You are experiencing vigorous growth. It's a bamboo. Okay? So the story of the bamboo, not the story but the reality, is the bamboo, you plant it and it takes 3 to 5 years and nothing's happening. You can't see anything because all the growth is going on underneath. All the roots are going down, the nutrients, the feeding, and then boom, it shoots up and it'll grow like feet. Like overnight, seemingly. It just grows super tall, super fast. And so there's some situation where you might think there's nothing happening, but there is growth. You just can't see it yet. So be flexible and open to new ideas. This is a time of rebirth and a new way of doing things. Break away from the old unhealthy habits and step out of your comfort zone. Your reward is ahead. Wow, super nice, super excited for you. All right, Sagittarius, you take care of yourselves. That's so much better than the other reading you had. But I still encourage you to check it out because that one was for the entire Pisces season. This one is about planting your seed of intention that's going to go over like the next decade. And so I think it's really important that you do this work, but that you also are aware that it's not a level ride, right? And so that might be that part where the growth is happening underneath during Pisces season and you can't really see any progress. So check it out, get the guidance, and I will look forward to connecting with you soon. Hit that thumbs up so our energy is connected. Thanks so much. Have a great, great new moon.